Hello, everyone, and welcome tonight to Curious Conversations with Sandra Meehan. And we have an awesome guest tonight, Kelly Kingston, the author of What Frequency is Your Business Vibrating At? Kelly is a world leader in wellness practitioner, is a world leading wellness practitioner, business specialist, known in the wellness industry as the BizQueen. So you're in for something really special. Kelly is an international multi-award woman in business, global film producer, and we'll be touching on that tonight, charity executive, board member, and a wellness practitioner herself. Kelly has been globally recognized in business with 3 separate awards: Female Executive of the Year 2017, Businesswoman of the Year 2017, and Organisation of the Year 2017, presented to her in New York City at the Stevie International Business Awards. Kelly is an inspirational speaker and transformational business specialist, delivering individual and group sessions, customized programs, and education to small businesses in the wellness industry. Give a person a fish and you'll feed them for a day. Teach a person to fish and you'll feed them for a lifetime. This is what drives Kelly, and it's what all her teaching is about, empowering you to survive in business today, but more importantly, thrive in business beyond your technical qualifications and certifications. You need business training and monitoring to really thrive. That is why the Business Academy for Practitioners exists. It's what we live for. Kelly's mission is to support, guide, and assist wellness practitioners to thrive and be the best version of themselves and create a business that is a beautiful reflection of their soul. For over 20 years, Kelly has been involved in the wellness industry. Kelly now focuses her passion and enthusiasm on helping wellness practitioners build a better business. Kelly is out to fix this. Kelly is sick to death of watching wellness practitioners struggle in business and say things like, "I'm great at what I do, but I have no idea about business." Kelly is out to fix this about the industry by making business fun, creative, and vibrant. Raising the frequency of practitioners' view of business and showing them how to maximize the potential to shine their light is most important to her. Kelly's goal is for all practitioners to be in abundance in all aspects of their lives, free to travel the world to learn and grow, while building a business that lights them up instead of starving them of cash and time. Kelly is putting herself out there to make serious changes, and she means business. So I ask you, what frequency is your business vibrating at? Hello, everyone. It's Sandra. Wow, what an impressive introduction for tonight's show from Kelly, and I know that you're all going to absolutely love Kelly, and I'm going to invite Kelly on now. Welcome to the show, Kelly.
Thank you so much, Sandra. I've never heard that being said out loud before. It's very impressive.
Yes, it is, and it's really nice to see you say it's very impressive and to really just be okay with it.
Oh, it's all about owning your own stuff, Sandra. And in the past I haven't, because for whatever reason, whatever belief system, but in the last 10, 11 months, I've really grown into myself in so many different ways. I'm very positive. I'm very keen. I'm very eager to get a message out there to the wellness practitioner industry that is very long overdue.
Oh, and it is. And tonight we're going to talk about the amazing book that you have written. And would you like to tell everybody what that book actually is? What frequency is your business vibrating at?
Yeah, so it's actually the ultimate business guide for wellness practitioners. What frequency is your business vibrating at? And this has been my life for the last, you know what, it's been in the making for the last 44 years since I've been born, like, honestly. Writing a book, honestly, it just brings everything out in you, and you release so much by, you know, the writing of it down and then the processing, and then, you know, 2 months later you go back through the same thing that you wrote 2 months, and then it all changes because you then see it in a different light. So it's been amazing.
Awesome. And tonight I've got some questions for you which I wish to ask you about your book. So are you okay with that?
Absolutely. Ask away.
Okay. So I'm just going to get the first one up. What actually inspired you to write a book, Kelly?
Well, Sandra, I in the last couple of years have been going to a lot of expos and exhibitions. I've been going to other mini workshops where practitioners are, you know, hanging out and you know, I just really wanted to see what people were doing and how they were doing it. And so for the last 2 years, I am seeing practitioners starving themselves out of their business because they haven't got their business set up properly. And they think that that's okay. And I'm here to tell you tonight that that's not okay. So what inspired me to write this book is because I am a practitioner of over 20 years practicing in the field. I'm not a practicing practitioner at the moment. I do feel within growing into my wisdom that I will become a practitioner again after I get my business message out there to the world, grow my business, and then have, you know, this massive, big, international, global corporation that supports practitioners worldwide in business. Then I will step back into my passion, which I will talk to you a little bit about later, which is helping individuals raise their frequency.
Awesome. And we had a chat before the show, and you're very passionate about business and spirituality, and I'm very passionate about empowerment and spirituality. So it's a really great fit to be able to chat tonight, because in a way they align, because once you're empowered then and your business is running correctly, nothing can stop you.
Absolutely nothing. The only thing that can stop you is you.
Yeah. And that's what I like about you. And just to give the viewers a little overall, I met Kelly probably it was through Expo, and she was doing live interviews at that time. And I had my first live interview with Kelly. Very, very nervous. I remember that day. Didn't do it very very well. But that actually inspired me to create this and to do what I'm doing now with a lot of lives and interviewing and everything like that. So thank you so much, because, you know, I know I got up there and thought, oh, that was not real good, because I was really nervous because I had to talk about myself. And but now it's like it's gave me the opportunity to grow and develop and move further into what really makes me passionate, and that's empowering others. And we have to practice what we preach. So if I want to empower women, I have to actually face my fears, and one of them was actually putting myself out there publicly a lot. So I was hiding in my group before that. So thank you so much.
That's really good. Sandra, I didn't know that was your first ever live with me.
Yeah, I had done lives myself, hiding in my group, but to go public was like, yeah, was very different. So I was very nervous, but yeah, I did it, and it inspired me to build this what I'm doing now. So Kelly, what is your next question I've got for you? What is your book actually about? I've read it. And but I'd like you to share that with the viewers.
Okay, my book is about spiritually being aligned with yourself and bringing that into a business plan that encompasses your passion, your life purpose. So as a practitioner, Okay, I'm going to use kinesiology as an example because at a lot of expos, Sandra, I noticed there's so many kinesiologists.
Yes,
okay.
there is.
Some are contractors working for other businesses. Some are individuals trying to make it through and, you know, swimming through the rapids, and when it's slow, and fast, it's fast. So aligning their thought pattern and their heart pattern with business. I'm going to use me as an example just for now. I didn't understand business. I didn't know what business was all about. I thought it was like massive big corporations and all the little people were all attached to big corporations. Behind the scenes, it is that, but for us as individuals wanting to live our passion, people didn't know how to do that. And they still don't know how to do that. There's 95% of the people that I've touched in the last 2 years that don't have their business set up properly, either as a foundational structure, as a business planning structure. They're not focusing on their avatar. They're not pricing themselves properly. They're pricing themselves out of the market. So it's about bringing spirituality into business. And what I've done is I've aligned the chakra system with a business planning system. And then I've defined each chapter that resonates with the spiritual chakra system to equally understanding what a business structure chapter is in my book, so that they can actually align with it and they go, oh my gosh, it's that easy. And once you read my book, and because it's very interactive, they will understand and they will get it.
Yes, and that's what I found when I read it, and I'm like, oh, it's just simple. It's in plain English. You haven't used it's well written, and very well articulated, but there's nothing that anybody can't understand. It's not, because I know when I was working in corporate, there's all that big fancy corporate language, and then there's in the spirituality, there's all the airy fairy language that people like to put in there too. But you've had the ability or the common sense to go, we've got to put this at a level where people can understand both business and spiritual. And I feel that your book is not only good for those that are working in the wellness industry, but you could actually take that book and map that to anything, any business.
Any business whatsoever.
Yeah, any business, whether it is a spiritual business, whether it's a dentist, whether it's a florist, it's a shop, you could map all of that, because and it's a teaching. There's more for me. When I read it, I saw the underlying energy that's under there, that I thought, wow, people aren't actually going to realize what the energy is going to do for them as people as well. Yeah.
And just to take it one step further, because I don't like, doing anything in halves, Sandra, I put together a mantra that before each chapter of my book, you actually can tune into an audio on my website that will then bring you into your heart, so that you will then understand each chapter at a level of where you feel you need to come into yourself, that then comes into your business.
And they're very well recorded. I haven't listened to all of them, Kelly, but I listened to about 4 of them, and I was just like, yep, I get this, I understand it. And if anybody didn't understand it, they would once they've listened to it, because that energy and that alignment, putting everybody into the right space before they read something, actually takes the fear of, I'm not quite sure because I don't have a business mind. And I love the one you did about SWOT. That was just, and how you explain that, and how you explain it in the book, because a lot of people don't know what a SWOT analysis is. That's like go straight over the top of their head. But the way that you have structured each chapter, and the easy way that you have given examples is just so simple. Anybody can understand it.
And that's exactly my intention. That was exactly my intention. I really wanted to bring business and dumb it right down. And you know, to some degree, it's not really dumbing it down. It's really just taking it to a different level, whether it's a higher level or a lower level, depending on people's interpretations on what that actually is. I believe that it's taking it to a much higher level of consciousness so that people that are in that high consciousness awareness can really get it.
Yeah, and what it also does too, it's the KISS principle, keeping it simple, rather than I'd say dumbing it down. It's just keeping it simple that all levels of well, no matter what level you're at, you can understand it. And there's gaps, like I said earlier, there's gaps in my business that I've read some of the chapters and I flick through some and I've gone, wow, there's massive holes that I know that I've got that I can fix, and I didn't know how I was going to fix them until I read your book and it was put in plain basic English, and I'm going, oh, that's how I'm going to do that, right? So yeah, that's what I got out of it, because I don't have a fancy vocabulary or anything like that, and that's why I like the way you've written a book, that how I would write a book in plain English.
Yeah, well, you know, I didn't finish high school. I just, you know, did what I needed to get by, and, you know, I don't even think I finished year 11, to be totally honest. And, you know, always been told that, you know, I'll amount to nothing, you're stupid, blah, 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 blah. And you know, it wasn't until about 2 years ago I kind of let that go.
Yeah, and you know, look where you are now. And you know, I only went to school to eat my lunch and have a social life. Isn't that why you went to school?
I love school. I really love school. The only thing I didn't like was, yeah, the last 2 years it just was too hard for me. I didn't even understand it. I was just going social life. Yeah, have touch up, friends.
So why did you bring the chakra system into business?
Because I know that the practitioners know spirituality. I know that they know the chakra systems. I know that they understand the chakra systems. So it only totally made sense that I actually brought in the chakra system into business to make it really as simple as I possibly could. And
how did you align it with the chakra system? How did you map the different parts from business and know that this is the areas that they've matched? Just for the viewers, like I can see the different areas of the chakras with the creative part and everything like that. But if you can just use one example of one chakra and how you
okay, so starting at the SWOT analysis that's where you start when you're in business. Your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. Okay, and you say that out loud, and people go, "I don't understand what you just said." I know those 4 words, but I don't understand what you just said. So we had to bring things back to basics. So bringing things back to basics means that you had to start at the base. So then we started from the base chakra, and then we worked our way up, and then up and up and up. So I researched chakra systems like there was no other chakra system before. Like, you know, people say there's only 12 chakra systems. I was like, no. There's 13. And they go, no, there's 12. Or there's 7. I'm just like, yeah, but that's what people want you to see. Okay, so I researched it and I spoke to sacred geometry experts. I've spoken to so many different people about sacred geometry, chakras, and everything. And then I found the 13. It was just amazing. And then it all fit for me. It was just in flow from there. And I was having the time of my life putting this together. And then creating my own symbol for each chakra so that it fit with my book. So I grew with my book in bringing that into space. Now, Sandra, I've done something really, really, like I never do this. I haven't charged my laptop properly, so I'm just going to quickly race and grab my cord. So if you could just, I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. These things happen, Kelly. This is This is live. This is real live. It's
So if you want to have a little bit of feedback, I'll be a couple of minutes. I won't be long.
Yep. All right, people. Now I'll just bring myself up while Kelly's doing that. So what an awesome conversation we're having tonight. If you've got any questions, put them down for Kelly, because even after the show, if you're catching the replay, because this is really, really important for any business owner that wants to successfully run their business, and very simple, great information. So put your name down, or put your comments down below, just down below here, and we can either answer them tonight, or we can jump on and answer them tomorrow. And spirituality, business, spirituality and physicality, they all link in together. And as we all become one and not separate, we can create much greater change on the planet. And when we're successfully running our business and doing it with passion and abundance and everything, then we can reach more people. So a lot of business owners, and especially in the spiritual industry, believe that they can't make money. Well, if you don't make money, you can't help the people that need you. And as a coach that I worked with for a while, Mark Boness, he's going to come on, and I'm going to be interviewing him. He believes that there's 10,000 people every morning that wake up needing what you have to offer. And if we get it right, we can offer and help those 10,000 people. There's probably more. So let's have a bit more of a chat to Kelly. She's back, and we'll see what else she's got to say. Back.
Thanks, Sandra.
I'm pretty good at running on the fly, Kel, so it doesn't matter.
My frequency on my computer is rising now. It's like, I was watching it go down. I've gone, oh my gosh, can you please just last a little bit longer? And I'm going, no, it's not going to do it.
That's all right. So we were talking about the chakra systems, and
yes,
like with the SWOT analysis being linked to the base chakra, and I know that you've brought in the earth chakra as well, which is very much about grounding and anchoring everything into the planet. So is that where the SWOT analysis is with?
Yes, absolutely. So the SWOT analysis is all about manifesting in a material world. So what you need to know is, if you're going to manifest, you need to know what you're manifesting in any situation. So I wake up today and do my meditation, and I'll go, I want three brand new clients this week. Okay, what is my client? What does my client look like? So I have 3 avatars for my business. So I'll say I want one of each single avatar for my business, so that I can then manifest that into a material world. And then the mantras then support that SWOT analysis for the Earth Star chakra, for the grounding process, because once you actually clarify it in your mind, your clients will come. If you are on the right path and you're vibrating at that frequency, they're tuning into that frequency, and they go, I need to, not sure, oh, there she is, or there he is. So, and I know it works. I know it works.
And Kelly, there's going to be some on the call that won't know the meaning of what an avatar is.
Okay. Yeah.
Can you just explain it?
Absolutely. An avatar is knowing who your client is. So I sit with a lot of people sometimes, in the practitioner world and industry, and I go, well, who's your perfect client? And they go, everyone's my perfect client. I'm still like, oh, what? So a 2-year-old baby is your perfect client? Oh, no, not a 2-year-old baby. I'm just like, well, 2-year-old babies, anybody and everybody. Who is your perfect client? Well, I suppose it's women aged from the age of 27 to 45. And I'm just like, okay, so are they single? Are they married? So a avatar is your perfect client. somebody who's going to then come to you that or you already partly know who they are when they're coming through the door, whether it's a referral, whether it's a new client, because they're there because they know that you know something that will help them.
Awesome explanation. And that's where a lot of people get lost, because they don't know what the avatar is, and that you can have many different avatars. I've got different avatars in my business as well, because there's different people that I work with and who I target. I target different people for different things. And as we grow our business, the avatar or our ideal client changes, and it's not always the same. So your suggestion, I'm sure, to the viewers would be to go over your avatar every so often. Absolutely,
yes. To define your avatar, you will actually get more clients. So if you want to you have a broader spectrum of the age gap of your clientele, and you go, well, you know, this maybe isn't working for me. I just need to maybe narrow it down just a little bit more, maybe between, you know, 35 and 45. Well, once you actually are really, really clear in your mind about what that is and what that looks like and who that is, they will come. They're already there.
And they are. So why are you only concentrating on wellness practitioners?
Because they need me the most.
Because they're their avatar?
Because they're my avatar, exactly right. Because I've been a practitioner, and because I've not known business, and because I've already been down that path, the practitioner wellness industry is my ideal client, because I know what they're going through. So I guide them through on every single step of the way, even from, you know, the spiritual, the emotional, the physical, different aspects, the mental issues, the environmental issues of what you're getting stuck in and what you're not getting stuck in, what you're thriving in, where you need support, where you don't need support. They may have half their business planning done, but they don't know how to plan the other half to kind of like open the door, and then the people will come, whatever the case may be. So the wellness practitioner industry is my client because that's where I came from.
Yep. And Karen Thompson's asked us, does it work for an online business?
Absolutely. It works for any business. Any business whatsoever. So
if someone from outside the wellness industry came to you, would you work with them?
Absolutely. I'm not about to not help anybody in any situation. I'll just quickly share with our viewers and yourself, Sandra. Before I started on this journey this year, I was actually a business strategist for business planning for over 8 years, and I help people structure their businesses from a public aspect, a private aspect, or an international private-public aspect. It's very technical, but I'm not going into that, but that industry that I worked in for over 8 years really strengthened my knowledge about business in general, to be able to frame me in this space, for me to be writing this book, to place me as the BizQueen expert in every single aspect of business. And that's what I want.
Sorry, Kelly, keep going.
No, that's okay. That's what I want. I want to be, I want to be able to put myself out there for people to understand business.
And that's great that you've actually said that, because a lot of people I know that they might write a book, or they've been in the spiritual industry and they've had a business, and they don't have that technical background that you've got. And that's where, and I find that with a lot of abundance coaches and abundance, if you haven't done a lot of the work or the study or got that groundwork in there, but you've got the runs on the board. You worked in business doing that as a business strategist for 8 years. So you've got that solid foundation on what works and what doesn't work.
Absolutely. And my teacher was my life partner, who happens to be a chartered accountant of 40 years plus.
Well, he's not going to he won't let you go broke.
No, exactly right. That's why I've kind of gone, whoops, I need to do something a little bit more magical here.
Now, before we when we started, we were talking about how people, not people, and there's no judgment around this, because this is actually quite honest, because we've both seen it, and I've done it myself, where we just throw our hands up in the air and go, all right, I want 3 clients. I don't know how I'm going to get them. Yeah, I want to make this. Don't know how to keep them. And that's what happens in a lot in the wellness or the spiritual industry, because we're so busy being spiritual, but we're not actually being physical, and physical is actually running our business.
Totally. Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
So how do you, when you get people to actually come around that there is a physical side to running their business? I know this wasn't one of the questions I discussed with you, but I'm interested.
No, that's okay. Can you repeat the question again for me, Sandra, please?
How do you, when you're working with someone who might be really, really spiritual, and they're not grounded, and they're a lot of people would say that they're airy-fairy, and there's no judgment here, because they're so, the universe is going to give me this. And I'm going to use an example. I had a business partner that I worked with many years ago, and we were going to build a website, and we got this web developer in, and the web developer said, well, what do you want me to do? And she said, well, when they tell me up there, I'll tell you. Hence the website never got made. That's sort of like, and there's a lot of, and I know myself, I probably went, once I know, you're not connected because you're not grounded.
Yeah. So my answer to your long question, Sandra, is that I believe that once something has a solid foundation and all the ducks are in alignment and everything is vibrating at the same frequency as your passion and your purpose, okay, it can't not happen. Okay, so you have raised your frequency. It's like people that are, and like you said, Sandra, I am airy-fairy. I get called airy-fairy from my partner all the time. I am airy-fairy queen. Okay, so I go, oh, that's a great idea. Let's get that domain name, and let's create another business around that. And he goes, settle down. It's okay. Why don't we just do one business? Great, and you don't need to worry about that. And that's when I mean airy-fairy. When I put this in action, I then started to put every aspect of my business, because I was like vibrating at a frequency that I was just going, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? How can I sustain a business and keep focused if I don't bring spirituality, as a business back into my life? Because I was doing so much business with other people's business and not minding my own business, that I didn't have a business that I could focus on to bring in who I am. Yeah. So okay, this is again, I have the flower of life all the way around my house. I wear it. I've got rings, I've got bracelets, I've got necklaces and everything. When we went to write my book, I've gone and sidetracked everything other than the flower of life. And so then when my business coach said to me, why don't we do this? And then she put it all together and then we sat with it. I've gone, oh my gosh, it was that close to me. It was right under my nose, Sandra. I didn't even see it. So sometimes we need to take a couple of steps backwards to then go, oh my gosh, it was there all along.
I understand that.
and I couldn't see it. But bringing somebody else in, whether it's for a day, 3 days, 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months, okay, to really help you get this business started that you love. And you know what? It's like having a baby. Okay, you're not going to have a baby and do it half-assed, because you can't, because it'll cry all the time and it'll have a poop nappy and whatever. So you have to get the foundation of that baby and feed it and have a routine and balance the life so everyone's balanced in the family. It's exactly the same as your business. You need to align yourself with what fits in your business so that it flows and it has structure, and you know from a day-to-day perspective what you're going to do, and it's going to be different every single day, because not one client is going to be exactly the same.
No, not one client is the same, and I guess that's the best part about having a business, that it's all different, and each client is an individual, and that's what I like when working with my clients, is that they all bring so much to my life, and because they're all different, and you can have some days that are good and you have some days that are bad, but that's all part of being in business. And you know, at the end of the day, as long as we know that it's not personal, even in business, just like in outside of business, that's just life.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So what are your plans to roll your book out? Karen's also asked, where does she buy the book, which I'll put a link in for her from your website. We'll put a link in above, or I'll comment after the show to get your book. So where can she get your book from at the moment?
Yeah, it's on Amazon, so you can have a hard copy book. I highly recommend anyone that is really serious, that really wants to, work in their business and on their business at the same time, to get the book, to have it be interactive, have your pen and write in the book, because as you're writing, you're co-creating and you're releasing at the same time, to then be able to bring the best version of yourself out, so that can show up in your business.
Awesome. So what are your plans to roll out the book for 2019?
Okay. So being a producer of a film documentary called The Cure, Healing the Mind, Healing the Body, Healing the Planet, we are doing a Australian premiere tour starting in March, and going to Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Perth, Darwin, and Cairns, and then possibly taking that over to New Zealand in after the tour in Australia, which will then take it to the end of June. And so on the back end of the film documentary, it's all about healing the mind, healing the body, healing the planet, and being at dis-ease with yourself. Okay, whether it's internal, whether it's external, whether it's your business that's causing you stress, or you're not knowing where to go, or you're feeling blocked, or you have some any old belief systems, belief patterning that you just can't break through, or you're wondering why, your customers are arguing with you, or you're having bad testimonials, or people aren't coming back. Maybe because you need to do some more planning in your business to be really, really clear on who your ideal customer is.
Karen's got one about Tassie. Sorry.
I've got a lady that wants to take it to Tassie. So I be able to squeeze Tassie in. It'll only take us a couple of days to get to Tassie. But yeah, wherever we need to go, we will definitely be going. So my ideal client, for me, with what frequency is your business vibrating at, are obviously practitioners, and practitioners are resonating with the Cure documentary. So they're going to be in my audience. So therefore, I will then be presenting and launching my books in all states and territories and some local towns around Australia for 2019.
Awesome. And I haven't caught the cure yet, because when you had your premiere here in Brisbane, I had something else on because I was getting ready to do a road trip myself.
Yeah.
Can you just share a little bit about that, who you interviewed? Because there's a very impressive lineup in there, Kelly. I was really, really impressed. Some of the people that you got, and just share a little bit about the project with the viewers.
Yeah. So I'm only the producer. I'm not the filmmaker. Okay. Emmanuel Litia is the filmmaker and director and creator of The Cure. We have executive producer Sharon Stone, and that's, yes, the Sharon Stone. We also have Deepak Chopra, who is in the film documentary. We have Vania Shiva. She's in the documentary. We have Mark Wahlberg in the documentary. Who else? We have Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's in the documentary. And then we have 15 local Brisbane, Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast people that I gathered together when I brought Emmanuel to Australia, that are also in the documentary as well. So we, you know, I really wanted to, you know, when people go, oh, you know what, I've got a dream of being in a film documentary with Deepak Chopra.
Yep.
And you just go, oh, yeah, no, that's never going to fucking happen. Oh, excuse my language.
That's all right. You're on my show.
And then they go, oh, that's not going to happen. I'm sort of like, when I was actually asked to actually gather 15 other practitioners in different industries, I was not told that Deepak Chopra or any of those famous movie stars were actually going to be in that documentary. So
wow.
when I actually found out and saw the first cut of the actual documentary, it was like, oh my gosh. And then I was in shock for a little bit. And then once it all set in, it was like just so totally amazing. And then I've actually got a second one that'll be released after The Cure called We the People. And Sandra, you're going to love that because we've got Oprah in that one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Kelly, what The Cure, for those that aren't in Brisbane and that, can you just give us a little bit of a quick overview on what it is, what it's about?
Yeah. Okay, so it's all about healing the mind, healing the body, and then healing the planet. So people that are at dis-ease with their body, majority of the population of this planet will go to the doctors, okay, not knowing that they can actually heal themselves in different aspects if they want to heal themselves. So when you have a mindset or a belief system that you want to change, and whether that's from pharmaceuticals to herbalism to homeopathy to naturopathy or whatever the case may be, it's a mindset. Some people say, oh, no, that doesn't work for me. That's okay. Okay, that mightn't work for you because you haven't, from my perspective, this is only my personal opinion, but from my personal opinion, I believe that belief system hasn't been explored enough for them to break it down to then explore different aspects where they can actually heal themselves. Because as an individual and humans, there's enough herbs and enough sustainability on this planet to heal us.
Yes, I agree with you.
It was around well before pharmaceutical companies, and it'll be around well after pharmaceutical companies.
And if you delve even deeper into what the pharmaceutical medicines are made of, you'd actually be quite shocked. You'd never put any of it into your body.
No, once you actually find out different aspects of what's in what, you'll never go back.
Exactly. Well, that's about it for tonight. You got anything else you'd like? Before we go, Kelly, I'd like you to share one thing with the viewers that you would like to leave them with that they could ponder on.
Okay. Radio, I am going to, the biggest thing for me going through all my stuff in business, as a practitioner, was pricing myself into the market, okay? How much am I going to charge? How much is somebody going to pay? Well, I'm just going to just do it for free for a little bit until I get more of, you know, some more knowledge, just so that I can put myself out there. 3 months down the track. Oh, no, I'm just not confident enough that I can actually just put a pricing on myself. And then I was told by my partner, enough, there's no more, okay? Beads of sweat dripping down my forehead going, what, now I have to actually physically ask somebody for money for my services? Really? Somebody's going to pay me? Really? Honestly? Are they really going to give me money? Or they're going to do a value for exchange, or whatever the case may be? And he said yes. And so from, I think it was 2011 or 2012, I put a price on me per hour. And that price was $450 an hour for my clients. And then I started to structure a little bit more in my business. And so the best quote I've found to date that suits that is, people that don't pay attention.
That's
people
correct.
that pay little attention. People that pay a lot attention. So my message to all those beautiful, lovely wellness practitioners out there, if you're not pricing yourself into the market, you are wasting your time. You need to up the price. And people go, but I really want to focus on the single mums that can't afford this and afford that. Do you know what? As a single mum of, I think I was a single mum for nearly 9 years, I found the money. And then changing our mindsets. Once we change our mindsets, we can do anything. And I did.
Awesome. And for those that are struggling a little bit with what you've said, I suggest they go back and listen to the last show with Jack Robinson, who was a manifestation expert. So have a listen to her show, and you'll and it will change the way that you think. And you're totally right, Kelly. I know for myself, when I first started charging, I charged very little, and I got very little in return. And the less I charged, the more that was expected of me for those, because I wasn't valuing me. So that's what it comes down to. I didn't value myself, which came back to my not only my business chakras, but my own chakras and my own belief system. So the more that we believe in ourselves, the more that we can charge, and the more that we charge, the more people that we can help. And I know myself that, you know, sometimes I've gone and paid big money for things that I didn't think I could afford, but I really wanted to do it. And I did it, and you're totally right. I paid attention to it because I paid money that I gave value for to that person.
That's because you worked your butt off to get that money, and you had that equity sweat behind where you've just come from, to then want to go from here to there to there to there.
And you know, like you know, business. It is hard work to start with, but once you structure it right, and it then becomes easier and easier, because you're in the flow. And once we're in that flow of money, and we don't have any belief systems around self-worth and money, and we can't charge people that because they won't pay it, that's old belief systems. And I would suggest to people to go back and look at where in their childhood that they were told that.
Exactly.
You have to work hard for your money. because that was mine, was my father used to say, you got to work hard for your money. Well, yeah, you don't have to.
Hey, I got told that too. I saw like, yeah, you gotta get out there and you gotta work hard. I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'm working my ass off, and where am I now? Where am I?
That was when I was in corporate. You know, I was doing 75 hours a week nearly, and it was just like I was working my ass off and I thought when I calculated my wage over that time, it was just like I'm not really earning any more than somebody that's working 20 hours a week, because you spread it out. And the same, which I saw, I think it was in your book where you've gone, how many hours do you work? When you put it together, you're making less than somebody that's working in McDonald's. I love that. I saw that in your book, and I thought, wow. But people don't realise that when they cost it out, and they just see the dollar. Yeah, that's it. But how many hours have you put in advertising and all this other stuff to make that money?
Research, marketing, electricity, phone bills, light bill, the whole list, making your room look beautiful, furniture, all that, it all counts. But if you want it, it's there. You just need to tune in.
Thank you so much for being on the show tonight, and I'd love to have you back, and I'm sure that you've got some more to share with the viewers, especially with your other movie that's coming out, and different, maybe some business tips for people that want to know more about your book. I will put the link there. I know it's on Amazon for people that want to find it. But other than that, where else can they find you, Kelly? And I know you do other things other than writing books and producing movies.
Yes, I do. For the book, you can find me at the Academy for Practitioners, which is www.businessacademyforpractitioners.com. I also have a Light Stays retreats and living directory, and that is the world's largest retreats directory in the world, and that's on Facebook. And then we have the website, and then I have Inspired Living Events that rolls out all the film documentaries for bringing connection, communication, and community are my 3 words of bringing people together. And also the founder and director of One Purse, One Planet, which is a charity organisation I set up 5 years ago. So very busy. And children.
Awesome. And yeah, mother of 4. So amazing. So once again, thank you. I'll just get you to stay on, and as I end this broadcast, so don't hang up.
I won't.
So join us next week, everybody. And once again, thank you so much, Kelly Kingston, aka Kelly BizQueen, for joining us and sharing her knowledge around her book, but also tips there, great tips there on business, and amazing lady that I would love as many of you to connect with and learn and support, because small businesses, we need all your help that we can get. So talk to you all soon. Bye.